Hello everybody and welcome back, guys. It is me, Cactus Rocket Ship, guys. We are playing some more Doki Blue Skies. We are just gonna continue where we left off, guys, and we're gonna hop right into it, guys. If I'm correct, I just got done with the Halloween episode, I think. Yeah, so we're continuing that. I'm assuming it's getting close to winter, so there's Sayori. Brad! It's gotten so cold. October was so warm, why couldn't it stay that way? We are in November now, you know? But last year's November was so mild. It's so unfair. Other places get really cool winter things like penguins, reindeers, even Frosty the Snowman. Sorry, you know that Frosty the Snowman wasn't real, right? Of course, silly. But what if you make an actual snowman and name him Frosty? That's a very good point. Pretty sure that doesn't count. She waves my comment away, and the indigent huff of air visible from her mouth. I just wanted to snow. Seeing the gentle snowfall at night when you're tucked up and cozy inside with some hot chocolate. It's so peaceful. And with all of the untouched snow, and when it's quiet. Yep. I should probably spend Christmas with Yuri this year, you know? Oh, you should probably spend, okay. Sounds like you two share the same thoughts. Oh well, it's obviously really fun to have snowball fights, build snowmen, make star angels, and missing a day or two of school. I guess since joining the literature club, I started to appreciate nature a bit more. Although I still love summer, that much hasn't changed then. Oh no. What? She's fiddling around in her pockets, desperately looking for something. I left my gloves at home, and my hands get cold so easily. Having cold fingers is the worst. Well, or having wet socks on. Blow on them, Sayori. Huh? Blow on my hands? Yes, it'll warm them up, trust me. She takes my advice but judging by the look on her face, it's a futile effort. It helps a little bit, but they're still cold. I just wish I had something proper to warm them up for me. As she stands there pouting, an idea forms in my mind, one that'll benefit both of us. Give me your hands. Doing my best to ignore my heart beating, I take her hands in my own and start rubbing on them. What are you doing? I roll my eyes, hoping she attributes my sudden stuttering to the cold and not the sudden nervousness the situation brings. What does it look like I'm doing? It's a slow process, but slowly I can feel her hands warming up. Given how hot my whole body feels, it's no surprise. I'm half expecting there to be steam radiating off my fingers by this point. The silence in the air feels heavy, almost as if it were laced with some kind of tension. I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it, but the unfamiliarity of the sudden intimacy makes me feel a little uncomfortable. There, they should be warmer now. I move to pull my hands away, but Sayori's grip doesn't loosen like I expected it to. Would you mind holding on just for a little bit longer? It's really sweet what you've done for me. Oh my gosh, I get super cold. I get cold super quickly though. Sure, although we'd have to get a move on, otherwise we'd be late. That's okay. And so we make our way to school just like any other day where we walk together, except one major difference: we're holding hands. I mean, friends can hold hands, right? It's not necessarily romantic or anything, but it feels so good, just like it belongs. Sayori's fingers are accidentally stroking the back of my hand, and they might have to fight the urge to return the favor. Nah, the hell with it. Her hands feel so warm and soft against mine, but there's no way I'm letting this opportunity pass up. She laughs softly as my fingers trace a gentle circle around the back of her hand. She breaks the silence, but only slightly, as her voice is barely audible over the howling wind in my own hammering chest. You're pretty quiet, Lorenzo. Sorry, it's okay. You don't have to say sorry. This has been really nice, hasn't it? It has. My mind is screaming at me to say more, to say something romantic and cheesy. I feel so content and warm and mostly importantly safe. With the girl I grew up with, the girl I've shared so many happy memories with, the girl who provides a bundle of sunshine in my life. Your hands feel really nice. Oh, like she's she's like blushing. Hers feel really... Don't miss this up, Lorenzo. Dito, I wouldn't mind warming your hands up again. You know, if they ever get cold. Wait, what did it say? You know, if they ever get cold. That was the lamest response I could have given her. Sayori thinks otherwise though as she burst into laughter. I feel my cheeks flare up again, this time out of embarrassment. Hey, sorry Lorenzo, sorry. You're just so... adorable. Yeah, well, so are you. The line is out of my mouth before my brain has a chance to even process it. This time, it's Sayori turn to grow flustered and endearing crimson blush appears on her cheeks as she looks away embarrassed. Eh? You can be really cute sometimes, you know that? This is deep into uncharted territory. I've really passed some kind of line. The line that you adhere to when you're just friends with someone. Although, do I really care? What? She flails, further demonstrating my point. Wait, are those... Sayori? What's that in your pocket? Are those gloves? Oh no. Sayori, what are you doing? She freezes, looking like a deer caught in the headlights. Huh? Yeah? No, of course not. Look at the time, we're gonna be late. See you at lunchtime. She zooms off with the velocity of a bullet. I'm left standing there in awe. That girl is so damn sneaky. Then again, it's not like I didn't benefit from her little plan, is it? Should be the death of me. With high spirits, I follow after Sayori rapidly disappearing profile. And that was the state of the war by summer of 1917. As he outlines the activity we'll be doing next, my ear pricks up as he mentions what we'll be doing it in pairs. By the way, turn to page 394. The chapter should be the most relevant for the task. Now, if you don't mind me, but I'll be marking all of the homework I should have gotten back to you last week. As per usual, his light self, deprecating style earns a smattering of laughter from the class. Amy and I have been working diligently, making steady progress. It's about time, I reckon. I've been meaning to ask you, who is this girl? How's the track stuff coming along? The season has been great, although there aren't as many sessions going on in this month. There's still some, but people always chicken out when it gets cold. No dedication. I hate seeing people give up on their stuff. You and your running, I've got to give you credit for that though. I wish I had the drive for exercise. Oh, I don't think it's a lack of drive that spots you from exercising, Lorenzo. There's a mischievous look in her eye. You're distracted. I catch Sakura looking at us hastily. I turn back to my textbook and scribble something in a lazy effort to look like I'm doing some work. Once his back is turned, my full attention goes back to Emmy. Distracted by what? By who is what you should be asking. The very knowing smile is making me feel a little uncomfortable. Kind of is. What? Sayori, Lorenzo. I see you two having lunch together all the time. Don't you walk her home as well? I didn't know they teach you how to stalk people at the track club, Emmy. So you do walk her home then. So you do stalk me, huh? So you do like her. Yeah, I promise I won't tell anyone. And come on, the amount of times I let you copy my homework. I grumbled under my breath. I had a feeling you'd use that to get a favor out of me. Use it against you, Lorenzo? Of course not. It's just my way of reminding you that you can trust me. Well, actually no. I guess I am a little pushy, aren't I? Sorry, I shouldn't have. It's all good. It's not that I don't want to tell you. It's just I don't know, it's really confusing. I guess to put it simply, yeah, I do like her. I knew it. That's so cute though. How long have you liked her? I nervously scratched the back of my neck. Well, we've always been childhood friends, but over the past few years we started drifting apart. I joined her literature club last month and well, since then I've just really enjoyed being around her. I guess I never really realized what my feelings were. We've been spending more time together recently and I sighed dreamily. You're noticing all of the little quirks about her, aren't you? Aw. Yeah, things like her blue eyes, how blue her eyes are, how warm and soft her hands feel, and how cute she looks when she's concentrating. She's always been really good at making me feel at ease. Whenever she's around, I just feel really, I don't know, just happy. Oh god, all of that mushy stuff must sound super embarrassing. Sorry, I know this must sound really cringy. It doesn't. It's fine. I know the feeling myself. Oh, that guy you started dating a couple months ago. The new guy, right? That's the one. So what is it like for you? What little things did you start to notice about him? I guess I realized how much he really thinks with his heart. He's a little dense, but I really came to appreciate how patient he can be. But that's enough about me. Sounds like exactly the same thing is going on here. When are you gonna tell Sayori? Oh, well, that's the thing. Ah, Lorenzo, Emmy. Everything going well? Oops, looked like I was getting into the conversation with Emmy that I totally forgot we're in a classroom. Thankfully, we made enough progress for Sakurai not to chide us. He studies our notes, doing well so far, although I'd add a little more detail about how the United States entered and how they clash against their policy of isolationism. After all, it was a turning point in the war from both a military and foreign policy perspective. Noted, sir. As he meanders off, Emmy wasted no time in jumping back into the conversation. You were gonna tell her, right? I don't know. What if she doesn't feel the same way? She dismisses my concerns with a frown and shakes off the head. What? Look, I can tell that she likes you. How can you possibly? Female intuition. Women get all of the psychic powers. Trust me, she spends much time with you, and my gut feeling has never been wrong before. She winks at me, strangely enough, it fills me with a little bit of confidence. Okay then. I guess I'll tell her. I just don't know how to do it. Look, it's easy. All you have to do is be honest with her. Tell her what you told me, that you really like spending time with her and that you want her to be your girlfriend. Oh gosh, I don't know. She leans back triumphantly. Easy for you to say. Oh, and never confess over text or online. It has to be done in person. Oh, this game is making me so nervous. Well, it's Thursday today, so you gotta tell her tomorrow. Trust me, you don't want the anticipation hanging over you during the weekend, but that's so soon. Think of it this way. The sooner you tell her, the sooner you can start dating. I won't lie, that's a pretty appealing prospect. Tomorrow it is. Oh, no, I'm getting so nervous. Oh, Sayori. I'm so nervous, guys. And let me know how it goes. Oh gosh, I'm gonna be sick, guys, if like, I don't know how I feel. I'm like nervous. Managed to find your gloves this time, huh? It's the next day already. She flails around nervously. Yeah, I guess I didn't know they were in my pocket the whole time before, huh? As she pulls them on, I hit by a pang of disappointment. I was hoping I get to help her warm and hold her hands again. Hang on, Sayori, my scarf has become loose. You're so silly, Lorenzo. Didn't your mom teach you how to properly tie a scarf? Yeah, I just never got around to actually putting it into practice. Let me help you. She stands in front of me, completely undoing the scarf by placing it around my neck. Sayori? At this distance, not only can I see her breath forming a misty cloud in front of me, but I can even feel it on my face. As she works, she brushes against my neck and collar. I have to force myself not to burrow into her touch. There! With a final loop, The scarf now sits snugly, providing the warmth it should. Even after she's finished, her hands linger on my neck. Despite the fabric of her gloves, I can feel they're still cold. Thank you, Sayori. Much better. You're welcome. So wait. Oh, wait, this is not it? Okay, wait, what? Sakura told us that during the war, a bunch of miners in the bomb set off an explosion so loud it was heard in London all the way from France, over 140 miles away. That must have been a big explosion. Do you think the miners did the whole cool guys don't look at explosion things? Maybe there were movie directors got the idea from. I'll ask Sakura tomorrow. Knowing him, I'll probably just get a sarcastic answer though. So wait, it's still Thursday? I'm confused. I'll tell you an interesting math fact, but math isn't interesting. Oh yeah, I'm definitely with you there. Seriously, you can write a poem with numbers or a story. I don't think I've ever seen my parents using the quadratic formula or worked out the area of the triangle in real life. And my teacher tells me that math is a lifelong skill. Really? I find it pretty useful. You know, I'm counting up the amount of times you complain about something. Hey, you said you agreed with me. Kidding. Anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow, Sayori. Have a good one. Bye. So we walked home. I don't know. Okay. I gotta relax here. And what a long day today has been. I feel like I learned more from Emmy than I did Sakurai. I guess tomorrow's the day I finally asked Sayori. Being totally honest, I'm kind of terrified. Yo, this is a game, but I'm so terrified still. But then again, how much longer do I have to end? I want this anticipation to loom over me. Besides, Emmy is confident Sarah likes me, so it should go smoothly, right? Emphasis on the should. After all, she does spend a lot of time with me. And the trick with her gloves this morning, I just hope I've not misread all of the signs. Or else tomorrow is going to be super awkward. Huh? Is this another memory? What's up, Lorenzo? You're looking really glum. It's nothing, Sayori. Hey, I know something's bothering you. You can talk to me, it'll be okay. I didn't do well in the end of the year exams. People found out and they kept laughing at me. Plus my parents are gonna be so mad. I'm an idiot. Hey, you aren't an idiot, Lorenzo. You're not stupid at all. But I messed up so badly. You're still really smart to me though. You helped me with my homework so many times. And look, you tried your best, right? Yeah. That's fine then. That's all that counts. Teachers can't expect more, can they? Yeah, I suppose you're right. And those meanies, they're just jealous. Jealous? Huh, what? Well, you're really good at the floor is lava game. And I was just gonna say we play that now. That'll cheer you up, I know it. I don't know. Come on. You can be Spider-Man again. Okay then, let's start here. Yay. The next hour passes by a blur. Within moments we're already hopping around the room, zipping from chair to chair, room to room. Watch out, the lava monster is there. I'm never going to see Mom's house plant the same way again. Come on, Sayori, you got this. There's a fairly big gap between the two couches and Sayori peers over the edge, trying to see if she can make it. Even if you fall, I've got you. Okay. She jumps, soaring through the air, and lands right next to me, a triumphant grin on her face. Hey, way to go. She grins and offers her hand for a high five. Having fun? Oh, hi, Mom. You two look like you're having the time of your lives. Good to see you again, Sayori. And you. We were just playing the floor is lava game. Quite an active imagination, the pair you have, huh? Mom smiles endearingly. Joys of childhood, huh? Would either of you like some snacks? I think we have some tempura. Sayori's face brightens immediately. Ooh, that would be really nice, thank you. If that's okay. Of course, dear. How about you, son? Yeah, tempura works for me as well, Mommy. Thanks. Oh, and by the way, watch out Watch out for all that tall house plant in the other room. I've heard it's secretly a scary lava dragon in disguise. She winks as she leaves. Oh no, the next day! I'm so nervous. Like, guys, I'm being honest, I'm like nervous. Like, for real. Guys, if I'm quiet and I'm just reading it, guys, just bear with me here, because I'm gonna read also a little bit without like talking. I live with the nervousness associated with a girl. Asking out a girl. Relax. Just asking your childhood best friend to be your girlfriend. No big deal, right? Who am I kidding? Of course that's a big deal. What? Wait, what? What did all of those websites online say? Just relax, be yourself, be confident. Some advice that was. Sayori, this is a big question, Sayori. Oh, we're at the club again. Oh, what? It's gotten rather cold these days, hasn't it? Says Yuri. Definitely. Winter is such a pain. It definitely makes waking up for tennis practice a little harder. It does have its upsides, however. It really makes for the perfect weather to snuggle up indoors with a soothing hot chocolate and a nice book. And seeing all the snow softly fall during the night is really relaxing too. Although it all gets ruined the next day when people walk through it. Having end of semester exams is such a drag too. I can't help tuning out the conversation today has been going by so slowly. All throughout the classes this morning, I could barely concentrate. I've just been picturing how I imagined the conversation with Sayori would go down. I have to say, that's definitely been the focus of my mind. Amy shooting me knowing looks every so often didn't do much to staunch the whirlwind of uncertainty in my head. In the club room, we've just finished sharing poems, and I can't wait for the session to end. And people get really mushy around Christmas time as well. You know, like cuddling up together, holding hands, all that stuff. Yuck. You say that like it's a bad thing, Natsuki. Come on, it'd be lovely to have someone to warm you up when the nights get cold, don't you think? Is this a hint? Or just me totally misinterpreting? No way. I can see where both of you are coming from, actually. On one hand, the physical intimacy must be quite nice, although I have to admit, public displays of affection can be a bit overwhelming. Yeah, especially when couples start playing tonsil tennis with each other. Monica laughs. Interesting way of putting it, Natsuki. I'm right, huh? Save that for when you're at home. But what about presents? That's something else that can make Christmas so enjoyable. Buying gifts for other people and seeing their reactions. That's definitely a rewarding feeling, especially when they really like your choice. Don't you think, Lorenzo? Don't mind me just trying to figure out how to ask you to be my girl. Oh yeah, everything's fine, you know, just trying to figure out the best way to ask you to be my girlfriend. Oh yeah, just trying to decide what to get you guys for Christmas, that's all. Racking my brains, I desperately trying to follow up what I've just said. Let's say I had to get you a present, Monica. What would you ask for? Can't buy a piano though, sorry. Oh, that'd be chilling, wouldn't it? It would ruin the mystery. Well, you're always busy with like a billion things going on at once, right? So I don't know, maybe like a diary or a planner or something, or a tennis racket. I have no idea. Those aren't bad ideas, actually. It's always difficult buying presents for someone, especially when it's someone you don't know particularly well. You could do it with, wait, what? You could do it with a watch, Monica? Well, you could do with the free time. Oh my gosh, everyone's just, okay, I found it a little funny. One day, Sayori's jokes will get a little funnier. Oh, the school day sure did take its sweet time while It did drag on. I'd be lying if I said I was ready for what's about to come. It doesn't help that I'm a little bit tired. Huh? Are you busy after school today? Nope. Well, apart from homework, but I didn't get much today. Okay, well, do you think we could hang out a bit today after school? Please don't pick up on the desperation in my voice. My place or yours? Yours sounds good. Okay, we haven't spent time together after school in a long time. What made you change your mind? Not that I'm complaining. Or am I getting a shrewd suspicion that she knows my plan and is just going along with it to watch me squirm? Nothing. Oh, you don't have our Christmas tree for us to decorate, do you? Oh, you don't have a Christmas tree for us to decorate, do you? It's barely mid-November, Sayori. It's a bit too early for that. Aw. Oh, Chucks, she wanted to like decorate. Uh-oh. Anyway, what did you want to do, Lorenzo? I don't think it's healthy for a human heart to beat this fast. Why is my heart beating? Well, I wanted to tell you something, Sayori. It's now or never. Oh, well look, I really don't know the best way of saying this. Sayori, he's just sitting there patiently waiting for me to ask. There's a hint of anticipation lurking in those blue eyes of hers. Taking a deep breath, I stare at the floor and let my mouth talk before my brain has a chance to catch up. Look, Sayori, I really like you, and I really sorry if this changes anything between us, because I really value our friendship and I wouldn't want to ruin anything. So I guess it was ever since we were kids, I've always been drawn to you, and seeing you again after these years has been really, really nice, and I'm so glad we can get along like this. Like, the huge gap in our history was never there. I really like you, Sayori, in that way, and I was just wondering how you felt. Like, do you feel the same way, or I trail off into nothingness, cringing at how pathetic my confession must have sounded. So much for being confident. The silence is getting overwhelming, lifting my eyes off the safe haven that is the floor. I have to force myself to meet her gaze. Oh no, the music does not sound nice. The expression on her face is hard to read. She's smiling, but at the same time, there's definitely a hint of sadness behind her eyes. I should have seen this coming. I guess it really is my own fault. Fault? What do you mean? I was selfish. What? How? I really like you too, Lorenzo. I should be feeling relieved, happy even at hearing those words. Yet I can't help but feel like something is terribly amiss. I think I always have even when we first met. What, when we first met? She smiles warmly at me, but there are tears forming in her eyes that trickles down her face as she blinks. You've always been so nice to me, even when I didn't deserve it. Even after we drifted apart, you were still willing to talk to me and see how I was doing. You took an interest in my club, even though I didn't think you'd enjoy literature. And at first, I was a little unsure. I wasn't sure if things would be like how they were when we were kids. Deep down, I was hoping they would. And over time, I guess I got my wish. Because they did. Your jokes, your personality, just by being around you, every day was a walking reminder of easier times. I don't get it, Sayori. If you like me too, and you're happy with me being around, what's the problem? She shakes her head. It's not that easy. You just don't understand. Of course I don't, Sayori. Can you blame me? I can tell there's something going on with you, but every time I try and help, you shut me down. Is it any surprise I don't understand? That day before the festival where you wouldn't even talk to anyone, and the day when you weren't in school, something wasn't right that day. It was just a gut feeling. I've always been able to tell when something's wrong, Sayori, no matter how well you hide it. I really wish you couldn't. That horrible nightmare you had. You know, some of those things you were saying, you think you're useless, that you don't want to do it anymore? What are you talking about? Please, Sayori, just tell me. What's so tiring? What don't you want to do anymore? Why do you think you're useless? Did someone say something nasty to you? I swear to God, if someone's been saying stuff, tell me and I'll go and... You're right, Lorenzo. There is someone. Who? It's you? I blink, stupefied. That was the last response I expected to hear. You? What on earth is that to mean? Is that meant to mean? You're saying stuff to yourself? We're just going round in circles here, Sayori. Please, enough with the mysteries and the vague answers. I've been honest with you. What could this horrible dark secret be that makes you so useless and likable? And unlikable. There it is, everybody. There it is. Depression. For the second time this evening, I'm at a complete loss for words. Huh? There, that's my secret, Lorenzo. You're depressed? I've had depression for most of my life. Oh my God, Sayori. That was probably the most lackluster response I could have given you. I'm sorry. Don't be. I wouldn't have expected you to know how to respond. She gives a short, humorous laugh. I don't know what to say. I had no idea. I never would have known. You always seem so happy, cheerful. But I don't get it. I thought you were so happy. She sighs and tears slowly leak down her cheeks. No, Lorenzo, I never was. It was just a mask. I really tried to keep it up. Her voice wavers as she speaks. Fresh tears fall down her face. But unlike the day of her nightmare, she makes no attempt to hide them. Her secret has been laid bare. Every day, waking up, getting ready, walking to school, all of the things that people take for granted. And it's been so scary, so difficult. I was so scared that at any moment I let my mask slip and you see the real me. So that's what you were referring to when you said it was tiring, that you didn't want to do it anymore. You nod sadly. And all of the other things too, like waking up and eating too. I don't have the energy to cook actual meals. That's why you went for pizza and other junk food. But it's all coming together now. And the whole thing has been so bittersweet. Seeing you again, hanging out just like we used to for the first time in what feels like such a long time. I felt something that felt alien to me, happiness. It wasn't much, but it was something enough to help me through these days. Like when you warmed my hands up, I felt so bad in asking you to help, but sometimes I just couldn't help it. It's so hard fighting against what your heart wants. And as I started to like you, it terrified me. But why? Because it was getting harder and harder to resist being selfish. Selfish and dragging you into my mess. You shouldn't be bothering with someone like me. Part of me wondered if me being so miserable would put you off. Another sad smile. but it didn't seem like you minded. No, you really stuck around and tried your best to comfort me, even though I was horrible to you and kept you at distance. And now, here we are, a situation that's both what I want and fear the most. I'm worthless, Lorenzo. I couldn't care less about myself. I just want the others to be happy. And now I've messed that up, because now you know about my depression, and knowing you, you'll definitely worry. I really couldn't win either way. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for dragging you into this, Lorenzo. I tried so hard, but with you here telling you like me too, your voice is a mess at the point, a rolling mess of tears and anguish. For once, I just wanted to embrace that selfishness and be your girlfriend. It's almost like another person who looks just like Sayori has been talking. No, like it's a different person. As she spoke, I was sinking further and further into disbelief. How could it be that happy, carefree childhood friend was harboring such a sad secret? You're definitely not selfish at all, Sayori. How could you be? You're one of the most selfless people that I know. You make it your duty to make everyone else happy. I can never not care about you. You're my best friend, and I'd do anything to make you happy again. I'm just so glad you told me this. But just come here. Please don't hug me. Oh my gosh. Ignoring her cries, I embrace her, holding her close to me. To my surprise though, she pulls free and pushes me away from her. No! I didn't even know she had the strength. I'm sorry, Lorenzo. I really can't deal with this right now. Can you please leave? Leave? Sayori, look at what you just told me. Do you honestly expect me to just go like it didn't mean anything? Yes. I stare at her incredulously. Her resolution doesn't change. All sorts of feelings are swirling through my head right now. I'm still trying to process what she's just told me. And even after suffering for years, she's still this stubborn. Anger floods through my veins, probably an unreasonable reaction, but at this point I'm too emotionally charged to listening to rationally. Oh, so that's how it is, right? I'm allowed to tell you my problems, and you're allowed to cheer me up. I'm not allowed to help you. Dude, I don't even know. What kind of friendship is this, Sayori? You'll never understand. Of course I won't. Because you never let anyone in. Is it any surprise I don't understand? I instantly regret raising my voice in the moment of the words leave my mouth. Let's go, please. Without any choice left, I dejectedly comply. Did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Back in my own house, my mind is still racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Now that the heat of the moment has passed, I ashamedly realize that I probably handled that pretty poorly. Yes, it was frustrating being kept in the dark and having such a huge bombshell drop on me. Then again, being unable to help. But getting angry at her was the worst thing to do. And I'm such an idiot. Damn it, Amy. So much for female intuition, huh? Well, there's one person who hopefully should be able to help. Grabbing my phone, I hastily punch in phone number. I hope she's free. Lorenzo, hi. What's up? I told Sayori how I felt. It didn't go well? Yeah, but not for the reason you think. I don't really know how to put this because I'm still trying to process it myself. I'll just lay it out. Sayori likes me too, but she couldn't bring herself to act on those feelings because she's depressed. There's a heavy silence for a beat. Depressed? I know, Sayori of all people? Oh, I see. My goodness, that's awful. Poor girl. I hope she'll be alright. I really hope she will be. Mom, I act like such an idiot. What happened? Well, when she told me that she was depressed, I tried to comfort her by hugging her, but she pushed me away and told me to leave, and I'm kicking myself. Go on. Her tone is gentle. I got angry at her and raised my voice. It was just so frustrating not being able to help her, and I wasn't thinking straight. Oh, darling. I'm not an idiot at all. I understand it must have been so frustrating. Shouting at her wasn't the best idea, but it's not like you set out to hurt her, isn't it? Well, no. It happens during arguments, don't worry. There are so many other things too. She said she feels worthless, and she felt selfish and even telling me what was going on. And so that explains why she rejected your hug. Sweetheart, this must be so difficult for both of you. It must feel so overwhelming. Believe me, I know what situation is like. You do? I once dated someone with depression and it wasn't easy. It's one of the hardest things to watch someone we love suffer like that. And we just don't understand it when they say such negative things about themselves. It was horrible, Mom. It didn't even feel like Sayori was talking. I just never saw her coming. I mean, I knew that something was going on with her. I just thought having days when you're in a low mood were normal, you know? Well, from what I've gathered, she's awfully convincing at wearing the facade. If it's any consolation, I don't think anyone could have suggested that she was depressed. Either way, the worst part about depression is probably that it's just so loud and convincing. It's got a horrible tendency to dominate the thoughts of whoever's got it, and it can be really hard for them to take off the depression tinted glasses. It's an illness, and unfortunately mental illness can be such a significant as physical ones. Something I wish this country would realize. So what can I do for her? What do I do? What? I even do anything? You definitely can help her out. I didn't mean to make you feel like you were powerless or anything. You've become really mature, Lorenzo. I'm proud of how well you're handling this. I'm not handling this well at all, Mom. I had no idea how to react. I shouted at her, and she was in tears. Would anyone who isn't a mental health professional know how to deal with what you've just been told? Anyway, the most important advice I can give you is not to expect a quick fix. Depression isn't something that can be fixed with love. It isn't your job to fix her, but you can still help her. I was starting to think I was totally useless here. Of course not, darling. She loves you as well, don't forget. It won't be all doom and gloom. You'll have days where things will be normal, days where she really isn't faking her mood. But then you also have the days where she won't have the energy to get out of bed, days where she just won't feel like talking to anyone. It's really important that you're as patient and understanding as you can be during those days. Oh, and communication's a big one. That goes for any relationship, really. It sounds really obvious, but talk to her. Let her tell you about how she sees the world and what her thoughts, feelings, and feels are. There's gonna be problems, there's gonna be fights. Those are healthy and part of a relationship. If something's bugging you or someone's bothering her, just talk it out. Communication is a key to a successful relationship, believe me. I can't help but laugh. You sound like one of those relationship gurus. It's a mother's job to guide her children, you know. As an aside, never underestimate how helpful it can be just to listen to someone's problems and worries. Just having someone listen can be so helpful, more than you could even ever realize. Funny you mentioned that, because I was going to ask if Sayori could see a therapist or doctor. Yes, I think that'll probably be for the best. Although things like therapy and medication don't always work for everyone. It's tempting to see it's a magical fix. Just remember, it'll take time. There's so much more I want to discuss, but unfortunately, you caught me at a really bad time. It's times like these in particular that I feel awful for not being around. It'll be really nice to see you, Mom. I'm really hoping I can come home to visit soon. And for what it's worth, you're much stronger than you realize, and I'm very proud of you. Just remember that, okay? I'll try. Give it a day or two before you talk to her, by the way. I think she'll need a little bit of time to cool off. I'm sure that if you apologize for getting angry and rationally explaining your side of things, she'll come around. She never struck me as a girl who could hold a grudge. Emotions were running high from what I can gather, so she'll understand it. And I know it seems really bleak right now, but it'll be okay, Lorenzo. I just know it. I really hope so, Mom. Just remember that your support will be just as important as what a doctor or therapist can offer her. You've really got such a big heart. Show her just how big the heart really is. I love you. Love you too, Mom, and thanks for everything. Anytime, ring me whenever you need help, okay? Early, I flopped down onto the sofa. It was like such a lot happened in a short space of time. I just hope Sayori and I can patch things up. Wait, it's the next day, so it's only been one day. Man, I'm glad that it's Saturday today. There would be no chance in hell that I'd be able to concentrate today if we were in school. Her revelation keeps replaying over and over in my mind. Depression, a nasty sounding word. And if some ways quite foreign, I guess I was kind of sheltered. Prior to Sayori, I never knew any people with the condition. It was something I was of course aware of, but I had never paid any real thought to it. I mean, I knew what it was. Psychology has always been at least vaguely interesting to me, but I never really saw a real person to look into it. And Sayori said that she's been depressed for most of her life. So I can't help but wonder, when did it all develop? What caused it? Was she bullied, or did a close friend or family member die? There are so many things I want to ask her right now. But as Mom said, it's best to give Sayori some to cool off. I'll give it a couple of days. Besides, I've got a lot of homework to be getting on with. Well, that's Sakurai out of the way first. Man, the end of the war really had huge effects on the world. It's time for a break, I reckon. What to play? It really is a first world problem to have so many games available but still not know what to play. A colorful looking title catches my eye. Man, not even the escapism from video games is doing the trick. Perhaps I should go for a walk instead. Being cooped up indoors probably isn't doing any favors for my health. Mom used to harp on about the importance of fresh air. I stand up and stretch, wearily rubbing my neck. Yeah, some fresh air wouldn't go amiss. At this point in the day, the park is rather quiet. Not as many people come to this park anyway, which is a shame because this park is arguably the prettiest thanks to the lake. Being in the middle of November, there's a definite chill in the air, although I'm wrapped up warm, so I can barely feel it. There's a comfortable load in the air, especially after the overwhelming nature of last night. The silence is a perfect antidote, being therapeutic and calm. Sure, I have the house to myself, but there's no substitute for fresh, cool air. Maybe my parents were right when they kept up that healthy body, healthy mind mantra. As calm as the atmosphere is, it's not doing much for the whirlwind that is my mind. Looking back, how could I have been so stupid? How did I miss all the signs? Am I really that dense? Thinking about it, the fairy tale poem makes so much sense now. That selflessness, the devotion to keep others happy regardless of our own mental state. The signs were all there, struggling to wake up on time, which explains why she was always late. And the nightmare. And when she finally told me her most painful secret, how did I respond? By shouting at her and making her cry? Good friend you are, Lorenzo. No wonder she didn't even want to tell me in the first place. I was so pushy, so demanding, yet when she told me, instead of being empathetic and understanding, I did the exact opposite. It wouldn't even surprise me if she didn't want to be friends anymore. Will she ever forgive me? Although, whether she should or not, it's a whole other question. Even if she did forgive me, what could I even do about her depression? Her self-perception seems so cemented. Would I be making things worse by getting involved? Or would I be able to help her? I don't know. Being a normal teenage guy doesn't really afford me much sensibly. Even though it might sound a bit melodramatic, I can't help but feel like I barely even know Sayori anymore. How much of her happiness is just a mask? It can't be all of it. Lorenzo? Being lost in my thoughts, I didn't even notice Yuri's presence. Oh hey Yuri, didn't see you there. I'm not bothering you, am I? You look rather deep in thought. Oh, you're fine. Would be nice to have some company actually. She smiles shyly and takes a seat next to me. The accompanying silence is not awkward in the slightest, which surprises me. Then again, Yuri is no stranger to deep thoughts herself, and she's definitely used to being reflective and quiet. I didn't expect to see you here. Didn't expect me to come to a quiet park when it's getting dark, especially in the middle of winter, huh? Not really, no. The dark and the cold combined tend to put most people off. If you don't mind me asking, what brings you here? Well, there's a lot on my mind, and I figured some fresh air would do me good, you know? I see. Perhaps we're more alike than I first imagined. Whenever I'm troubled by something, I always find quiet period of reflection in the evening can be really helpful. Something about the stillness of the night. It's much easier to think when you're in an environment such as this one. Yeah, it is, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. It helps just to take a step back and breathe. I've actually known this park for a long time, for as long as I can remember. My parents used to take Sayori and I here all the time. Countless memories throughout the years. That sounds wonderful, Lorenzo. To be able to share such happy times with someone as you both grew up. Although I'm curious, given how much time you two seem to spend with one another, I would have thought Sayori would be with you now. I looked down momentarily, poking at the twig with my shoe. Well, we kinda had a fight. Oh? That comes as quite a surprise, given how close you two seem to be. Then again, I suppose it's inevitable that fights occur between people no matter their dynamics. Yuri starts fiddling with her hair. Not that I mean to pry, but may I ask why you had a fight in this first place? I understand completely, Lorenzo. I suppose it was a rather personal question. You just told me something really private, and that horrible familiar feeling of shame bubbles up whenever I recount how I reacted to her confession. Wait, what? Reacted to her confession? I didn't take it very well, and I said some really stupid stuff. I got angry at her and shouted at her. I'm an awful friend. I leaned forward, burying my face in my hands. There's an awkward heavenly silence for a few moments. Lorenzo, I know that I haven't known you for so long as Sayori has, but please believe me when I say you're not an awful friend. I don't know what was said between you two, but everyone says things they don't mean during arguments, especially when tensions are running hot. That's something my parents once told me, and it really is true. If you take my argument with Natsuki back in September, in the heat of the moment, I said some rather hurtful things. However, I didn't actually mean them, and I'm fairly confident that Natsuki feels the same way too. Please Don't be too hard on yourself. I can tell that Sayori means a lot to you, and you're ever so patient and kind with her. If I may be so bold to say, perhaps you don't realize it, but you do a lot for her. Little things such as walking to school with her in the mornings and walking her home in the afternoons. But most importantly, whenever she's feeling sad, you really take it upon yourself to find out what's wrong so you can comfort her. We all can see that you care, and that your care and consideration for her shines like a beacon. Yeah, that's all well and good and all, but I still hurt her really badly. Friends always hurt each other, Lorenzo. It's just an unfortunate reality of being human. From what I can gather, she isn't someone who could hold a grudge. So whatever issue there is between you guys, I'm confident you'll be able to sort it out. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound presumptuous or anything. You've not been presumptuous in the slightest, Sayori. Your insight has been really refreshing. I still feel bad, but you made me realize that perhaps things aren't as bleak as they seem. So thank you, seriously, it means a lot. You're a good friend. Well, thank you, Lorenzo. I'm glad I was able to help. I can't help but grin. Yuri's shyness has always been endearing, especially as it clashes against her intelligent, mature outlook. Oh, so much. Anyway, I could ask you the same question. What brings you here? Well, it's okay. You don't have to disclose anything. I won't pry. But just know that if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here, and so are the other girls, okay? I remember how horrible those people during the festival recital were to you, and I hate to think that you were suffering in silence or anything like that. Oh, Lorenzo, you truly are too kind. I very much appreciate your words, and I'm very glad that Sayori told you about our club. I know they weren't particularly to your taste, but you still gave me good advice and feedback. I believe that everyone should be included. No one deserves to be an outcast. What? Irrespective of their hobbies, interest, or their writing ability. I just wish others would be so accepting and inclusive of those with interests that go against the norm. She's nervously picking at her sleeve, almost pulling them up over her hands. Well, for what it's worth, I think your interest in horror and taste in literature and poetry is pretty cool, Yuri. It makes for a nice change of discussion and gives you interesting stuff to talk about. Like when you discuss Frankenstein's monster with me at lunchtime. I never really gave it much thought, but after you had that talk with me, it helped me realize that we shouldn't just take stuff at a face value. Oh, and your poems are awesome. I hope that one day I'll be able to write to your level. That really means a lot. I'm glad you have such an open mind, Lorenzo. In this day and age, to find a mind so free of prejudice and misconception is truly a breath of fresh air. Thank you. Anyway, I don't mean to cut it short to our discussion, but unfortunately I have a lot of homework to get going on with. Oh yeah, me too. Procrastination can only get you so far. Catch you later, Yuri. Hope everything gets better. You Lorenzo. With a wave, we both depart. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I'm up. I'm up. Another day at school. At least it's mid-November now, so the Christmas break isn't too far off. After finishing my morning routine, I head outside, tentatively waiting for Sayori. Yuri's words were helpful, but I was naive to think things would just go back to normal. There's no sign of Sayori. I feel like texting her is off the table. Oh my gosh, I'm going to school alone. I don't even want to go through this scene. I don't want to go through school. Learning about the interwarrior, yeah. Even with Sakura's enthusiasm lessons, I still can't find I really can't, honestly. It's like one of those things now. I just like the worry I have for Sayori was always there, lurking in the back of my mind. I hate this silence. Not being able to talk to someone you really want to talk to is crushing. Lorenzo, I don't suppose you were able to answer that question, huh? What? Please don't tell me that I'm such a boring teacher that you can't even pay attention. If word got out I was sending my students into a stupor, I'd get fired on the spot. Although, probably do well in the hypnosis business. There's a light smattering of laughter. He's still looking at me expectantly, so I forced a grin on my face. Sorry, sir, I didn't understand the question. Can you repeat it? He does so, and I answer. He nods approvingly, although there's traces of concern on his features. The rest of the lesson drags on what it feels like a snail's pace. Oh my gosh, we're supposed to be taking notes, the textbook, answering questions. My mind goes autopilot ever since I woke up this morning. By all accounts, the progress I've made has been pretty mediocre. Everything okay, Lorenzo? He's keeping his voice low and quiet, crouching next to me. You don't quite seem yourself today. Pardon me if that's incorrect assessment. He motions toward my notes. You're normally ahead of the game when it comes to classwork. Not that I mind too much. Everyone's allowed to slack now and again, right? He chuckles, but I barely even respond. Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, I just had a long weekend. Might as well attempt to stab at humor. And by a long weekend, no, I don't mean staying up late playing video games. That's a shame. Those kind of weekends are the best ones. Anyways, just do your best for now. You've got a good grasp on the topics, so don't worry about it too much for now. Just make sure you know the material for the December exams. Got it, sir. Thank you. And I'm making my way outside. I spot a familiar white bow. It's Monica. Hey, Lorenzo. About to head to lunch, huh? Yeah. I'm really sorry, but I won't be coming to the club today. She raises an eyebrow. Oh, why is that? Being totally honest with you, I'm really just not in the mood for it. There's just some stuff I need to sort out, and if I came, I don't think it'd be a very good opportunity anyway. She nods, but it's hard to read the expression on her face. Okay, that's understandable. By the way, you haven't seen Sayori around, have you? She didn't come to school today? You know why? No clue, sorry. Well, I hope you sort out whatever it is that's bugging you soon. Thanks, and sorry once again for bailing. It's okay. It'll be a quiet session today, I guess. What with the three of us. It'll be interesting to see what it's like. Anyway, I gotta go. See you around, Lorenzo. See ya. Why do I get the nagging feeling that she's judging me for something? Oh my gosh, I can't do this! Sayori. Why? Guys, I don't know if I can do this. Much like the walk to school, the return journey feels equally as empty. With another pinch of guilt, I remember all of the little jibes I used to fire her way about being lazy and unable to get out of bed. Why is it that our brains are so good at reminding us of the times we said or did things we really regret? A tiny voice of reason within me tells me that I had no way of knowing why she struggled to get up on time. I mean, it's not like I set out to hurt her with my jokes. That kind of playful banter just characterizes our friendship. I just wish I could believe that tiny voice of reason a little more. As I make my way to my house, I notice a figure sitting by my doorway. I roll my eyes and suppress the urge to groan. I'm really not in any mood to deal with someone religious nutter trying to get me to believe in God. Wait, hang on. That's Sayori? Sayori? Her head shoots up at the sound of my voice. What are you doing here? Um, the sight in front of me is utterly unexpected. Neither of us know what to say. The aftermath of our previous encounter still lingers in the air. Can I come in? Yeah, sure. Thanks. After dumping my school stuff down, I turn to face her. The awkwardness doesn't dissipate. There's so much I want to say, but I don't even know where to start. I'm really sorry, Lorenzo. No. Tears immediately fill Sayori's eyes, and the powerful desire to embrace her hits me once more. I really shouldn't have kicked you out like that. I've been so horrible to you, keeping you in the dark. I was just so scared, and the whole thing is just so confusing. No, Sayori, it's me who should be apologizing. I'm so sorry for being so pushy, for shouting at you, and for being such a lousy friend. I've been regretting how I acted on Friday ever since. Please don't hate me. Sayori tumbles into my arms, sobbing without restraint. I can never hate you, silly. You're my best friend. Guys, I'm gonna start crying. If I start crying, just please. I was so scared that after our fight that I pushed you away. I can feel my heart break as she sobs and clings to me. Instinctively, I wrap my arms around her and hold her close. Sayori, you're so silly sometimes, you know that? You can never push me away. I'm your best friend. Although recently I've been wondering if I deserve to be. I shouted at you. I made you cry. A few of my own tears have started to leak. With concern etched all over my face, she leans forward and carefully brushes the tear away. It's the last thing I wanted to do, and I hate myself for it. Renzo, it's okay. Looking back, I really can't blame you. It must have been so frustrating from your perspective. I just want things to go back to normal. Please, can we just put this all behind us? It's like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders just by hearing those words. Oh, Sayori. I can't right now. Of course we can. And here was me thinking you didn't want to be friends anymore. I could never stay mad at you, Lorenzo. You mean too much to me. Oh. Can we agree that we're both a bunch of clowns and we're as bad as each other? Sayori gives a watery smile. She clings to me a little harder. That sounds fair. Oh, to hear that laugh again. Always be here for you, okay? Even though I can be a dense idiot at the best of times, that will never change. She looks up, her eyes swimming with tears, even with tear marks all down her face and tousled hair. She still looks absolutely beautiful. You really mean that? I gently thumb away one of her tears. Of course I do. She burrows once more in my chest. I feel incredibly intimate to be able to hold her in this state of vulnerability. So that's why you waited outside my house? Yeah, I really wanted to see you, but I couldn't face it today, and I wasn't sure if you even wanted to see me. Her voice is slightly muffled as talks into my shirt. It's kind of funny when you think about it. We both thought the other person didn't want to see us, when we both really wanted to see each other. Oh, Sayori, what are we like? She giggles in my chest. At such a close distance, I can actually feel the vibration from her laughter. Yuri told me that she didn't think you were the kind of person to stay angry for long. She looks up. Yuri? Yeah, I bumped into her over the weekend while I was at the park. Needed some fresh air that night. Don't worry, I didn't reveal much. I just told her we had a fight. She was really empathetic and understanding. Oh, that sounds like her. She's such a dependable friend. Anyway, I guess she's right. I hate conflict and I don't like staying angry at people. Well, that's super convenient for an idiot like me, isn't it? I was going to try and find you earlier, but I thought I should give it a little bit of time first. Well, at least we're here now. I'm so glad that you came to find me. And I'm super glad we made up. Oops, you got your shirt super wet. Sorry about that. Oh good, not the first time you spilled something on me now, is it? Oh, you mean that one time with... What up, Sayori? One time? Okay, you made your point, Meanie. We both share a laugh, and my god, does that laugh feel good to hear. Just like that, all of the tension and stress I've been carrying over the past few days has lessened. It's like I can finally breathe again. Anyway, look, Sayori, I had some time to think about what you told me on Friday. I'll be honest with you, I don't understand depression at all, and I can't imagine what you're going through. But what I do know is that I'll do my best to be there for you, even if it's just as a friend. I know you said you like me too, but you weren't sure about my feelings. Oh, what? You weren't sure about your feelings. So we can go as whatever pace you want to go at. If you even want to go at all. It's really frustrating because I do like you, Lorenzo. I really do. She bites her lip anxiously. I'd hate to drag you down, to get you involved with my mess. I know you see it like that, Sayori, but I see it completely differently. No one is forcing me to make my decision. I'm choosing to get involved because I want to, because I like you, and I don't see you as a burden at all. Good choice of words. Think of all the times where you helped me feel better, or the other girls in the club. You're so good at keeping everyone's spirits high, breaking up fights, restoring the peace. Would it really be so wrong for me to give something back to you? I know you don't see it, but to me, you're worth an awful lot, and I care about you so much. But Lorenzo, there are so many other things, other people out there who are more worthy of your time. None of those other people are you, though. No one else on this planet could ever replace you. I grew up with you, Sayori, and you're my best friend for a reason. All of the happy memories we shared, the jokes, the stories, the adventures, I share them with you and only you. You're such a big reason as to why my childhood was so happy. Really? Of course, we used to see each other like every day. Our parents used to say we were inseparable. And here we are now, even after years apart, we get along like nothing ever happened. So believe me when I say that you're very special to me, and you've got a heart of gold whether you can see it or not. Oh, Lorenzo? She starts to sniffle again. No one has ever said something like that to me before. Well, I'm glad to be the first. I'm still unsure and still really confused, and it's still really confusing, but your hugs are really comforting. They make me feel like everything might be okay, if just for a few moments. I know what you want me to say, but I don't know. I still feel like I'm being selfish, and I thought you liking me back would make the rain clouds in my head go away. It's like there's a little ray of sunshine now, but it's still raining. Even though Mom told me that depression has no quick fix, the words still disappoint me. Mom did say it wouldn't be easy. Guess I'm really starting to find out just how difficult this can be. That's okay, Sayori. I guess it was naive for me to think I could just come in and fix everything. That would be nice though. I guess we can just start by taking everything really slowly. Like, could we not jump into going on official dates or telling everyone we're together just yet? Of course. Whatever pace you want to go with, like I said. I'm not making the wrong choice, am I? Just please tell me if I'm being a burden, and I wouldn't hold it against you if you didn't want to be with me anymore. You don't have to worry about that at all, trust me. Although, as much as I like you, I don't want you going through with this just because it's what I want. No, I kind of want it too. Kinda. I do want it. I just can't shake off the feelings that I'm not worth your time. And even though what you said just now really helped, feeling worthless is something I felt for a long time. It's hard to shake off the feeling, but by By being with you, the rain clouds don't feel as bad. It'll be okay, Sayori. I just know it will. I'll see you through the storm, and I'll be your umbrella. That's actually one of the sweetest things you've ever said to me. Poetic, too. Looks like the literature club is really rubbing off on you. I know, right? I'll be definitely by the next... Wait, what? I'll be definitely be the next Shakespeare. Just you wait. Anyway, I guess it's for the best that we're taking things slow because December exams are coming up. As much as I really don't want to, we should probably both be focusing on those. Yeah, you're right. But once they're over, I take her hand, locking her fingers with mine. We just have to wait, won't we? Anyway, speaking of work, I should probably get started with the revision. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll see you later, okay? Okay. I hold my arms out as we embrace once more. Oh, not to be able to hold her... Wait, what? Oh, to be able to hold her close to me, inhaling her scent and playing with the strand of her hair. It's heaven. Before I can stop myself, I plant a soft kiss on her forehead and break free, closing the door before my mind catches up to my lips. I swear I can hear a soft giggle as she closes the door behind me. So wait, what did... Before I can stop myself, I plant a soft kiss on her forehead. Oh my gosh, I can't! Oh... Okay, that's like a huge stress reliever in this game, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, guys, I love Sayori so much. Okay, let us continue. It's what the next? Wait, oh, Tuesday. Okay, everyone. We finished sharing our poems a little earlier than usual today, so I guess we've got a little bit of free time before we have to pack away. Don't know about you guys, but I'm super relieved that all of these exams are over. The past 2 weeks had been a blur of notes, frantic last minute cramming, and a bucket load of stress. Students' life in a nutshell. Thankfully, today marks the end of the assessments. It also didn't help that I was dying to spend more time with Sayori. Me too. How did everyone's exams go? Oh, so wait, this is like the end? Mixed bag, to be honest. Was never a huge fan of math, so that one definitely could have gone better. Tell me about it. Physics wasn't much better. What? Coulomb's law, Ohm's law, Lenz's law, and I still don't get any of them. Biology went pretty well though. We were learning all about the brain for this semester. So many different parts, and they've all got funny names. Labeling it was tricky though. It's fascinating to think that while we're learning about how brains work, our own brains are active processing it all. Don't you think? Yeah, if you're a zombie. I'm not sure I understand. Zombies aren't capable of higher cognition, and geez, Yuri, it's because they like to eat brains. It was a joke. Oh, Yuri. Did you do well? I suppose my performance wasn't too bad. Come on, Yuri. We all know you're a real smarty pants. But you ace like all of your subjects. You really know how to put her on spot, don't you, Natsuki? Anyway, to answer your question, Lorenzo, I'm definitely with you. I've never been a fan of exam season. The amount of stress involved, she really rubs her temples. You have to juggle academics with your extracurriculars, don't you? High expectations don't make life any easier either. Her face drops for a moment, but that's enough of that. Why don't we have a Christmas party? Christmas! Oh, like our Halloween one? That was so fun. Pretty much like that, yes. That's a wonderful idea. A good way to see the year off. Yeah, okay. Can't see why not. Yay! Excuse me. Well, that's a pretty unanimous vote. You can host it around mine, by the way. I motion toward Monica and Yuri. As I imagine you... Wait, what? What did I say? I motion toward Monica and Yuri. as I imagine you model students wouldn't want to break into the school twice. You'd be correct. Her stern visage betrays no humor. Looks like my joke didn't quite go to plan. Anyway, now that we've all got that sorted, he quickly checks the clock. I'm going to have to get going, so now is a good time to call the session here. I'll see you guys at the party. Ooh, let's make a move, Sayori. Okay, I'll see you guys later. With a wave, we all pack away and go our separate ways. Okay, so wait, it continues to the party? Should I stop here right now? Let's see, I'll find out right now. Okay, what's going on? Let's continue. By all accounts, today would be a day I'd be spending with Sayori. After our club meeting though, she texts everyone suggesting a Secret Santa idea where we all buy each other presents. Funnily enough, I ended up with her as my Santa, which puts a dampener on things. I was looking forward to Christmas shopping with her. As I didn't fancy going alone, I decided to message Yuri and see if she wanted to come with me. As I wasn't Yuri's Santa, she agreed, although in typical Yuri's fashion, she was quite surprised that I wanted to go shopping with her. Some things never change. So, any idea what to get Monica? I have some ideas, but nothing I'm truly certain on. Part of the downside was shopping for someone is that when you don't know them well, you can never be sure what they want. If it's any consolation, I really don't know what to get Sayori either. Truth be told, I've never been that great with presents. Maybe a new bow or some new clothes, but women's clothing makes no sense to me. I never really talked to Sayori about her fashion sense. Well, you have the entire day ahead of yourself, Lorenzo. What? Oh yeah, we have the entire day. It would be sensible to look at the recipient's hobbies and go from there, wouldn't you think? Hopefully, we'll be able to find something. At this time of the year, the streets are very busy. Seems like half of the entire town decided to do their Christmas shopping today. For the contrast finding of her hair and the nervous look in her eyes, it's clear that Yuri isn't a fan of crowds. She stands quite close to me, her eyes bouncing around whenever someone passes close to her. You know, I've an idea. Oh? Well, Monica plays the piano, right? So I imagine she'd be into music. Have you ever spoken to her about what kind of bands she likes? Any musicians in particular? You know, now that you mention it, yes, we've had discussions about her musical preferences before. While our tastes aren't exactly aligned completely, we both tend to appreciate music with thoughtful lyrics. She has a preference toward music that has lyrics with clever wordplay. If I recall correctly, she wasn't much of a rap fan, although she's begun to appreciate the thought and effort that goes into rapping. Much like with poetry, lyrics can be a powerful way to express your thoughts, the battles you're going through, and the demons you face. The effect of music can be incredible, not just on the listener, but the artists themselves. Pick the famous singer Freddie Mercury. Outside of the band he was in, he was shy and actually rather introverted. What, really? I've always seen him as really flamboyant and confident when he was on stage. It was like he owned the whole room. But you see, that was only while he was on stage. As a performer, he was of course as bold, confident, and rambunctious as you may think. She stares off dreamily, lost in thought. Yuri? Oh goodness, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. Anyway, yes, I think the music store would be a fine place to start. Let's make a move, shall we? Okay. Thankfully, the music shop is much quieter than the streets outside. As predicted, Yuri visibly relaxes, taking a deep breath. Much better. Now, where do we suppose we should start? Oh, this is a nice place actually. I really look at that. Records. I like records. If I remember correctly, Monica hasn't been playing the piano for long, right? She must still she must still be a novice. So, as my eyes wander, a feasible choice of presents grab my attention. How about these? We amble over with Yuri looking on curiously. It's basically a guide on how to play popular songs on piano. I flip it over, checking out the description on the back. Note for note, especially catered for beginners. Ooh. She flips through the pages. I never heard Monica discuss these artists before, but she might not even want to learn how to play any of these songs. Not that your suggestion wasn't a good one. I didn't mean to sound dismissive or anything. It wasn't dismissive, Yuri. It was a pretty smart thing to bring up. It was just a suggestion. Let's keep looking. It's tempting to get Sayori something from here as well. I knew what her tastes were like when we were younger, but I have no idea if they change. Nah, probably best to come here with her one day. I remember Monica was talking about this song. I peer over to what she's looking at, huh? The retro aisle. Didn't know she was into really old songs. If I remember correctly, she's appealed to her more so from a metaphorical perspective. What's more is that the song is actually a story in itself. Initially describing a castaway lost at sea, slowly losing all hopes after admitting it's been a year since he wrote his SOS message. It then describes how he resigns himself to his fate, accepting that he's alone, cut off from a real world with no one to save him despite his efforts. One day he wakes up and realizes that there's other bottle scatters around him in the shore, and so he realizes that other people share in his loneliness. Well, it isn't quite what I listened to either. The themes that underline this song and the messages portray is powerful. The power of loneliness stemming from an individual cut off from the real world, desperately seeking someone to rescue them, the loss of hope. Man, a conversation between Yuri and Monica would probably go on for hours if this explanation is anything to go by. That is like so true. You really look into this stuff, don't you? Sorry, I know it must be really weird and you didn't even ask for the analyst. It's not weird at all. I think it's really cool how you don't take a song at face value. Even with lyrics, you find all the metaphors and hidden meanings. It's not something I really do myself, but if it's something you enjoy, power to you, right? Really? Really? Don't be ashamed of who you are, Yuri. You've got your interests and that's great. I'll admit that we're different in that sense, but I never look down on you for being more analytical. Besides, this probably helps you in school. Anyway, did you want to get the vinyl for this song or... well, I don't know if she has a vinyl player. There wouldn't be much point if she doesn't have one. I actually had another idea for a gift. Ooh. Yeah, when Sayori and I were doing the festival preparation, we came here for supplies. This place had what we needed, so I'm a little more confident now. Anyway, what did you have in mind? Oh well, I noticed that Monica had written a lot of things. Her poems, her entries in her planner and diary. I've always admired the look and feel of a well-crafted fountain pen. These days they're quite rare. Most people use, arrows or ballpoints? A fountain pen, huh? Funny you mentioned that. Actually, if you were my secret Santa, that's probably what I get you. Guess you both appreciate the same things. Oh well, I'm not really sure if she would like that. But I suppose it's more dependable than a vinyl, given she doesn't need any equipment to use the gift. Anyway, let's have a look. In front of us lies a shelf carefully slotted with a wide variety of fancy looking fountain pens. All in different shapes, sizes, colors, and styles. Yuri takes out a selection of the choices, handling each one with the utmost care. She turns them over in her hands, bringing each pen up to eye level, inspecting it from nib to the edge of the cap. Being totally honest, while I can definitely see their appeal, it's a little boring. I'm sure that to the right person, they're much more than just a writing instrument. But for me, they're just metal sticks that hold ink. I mean, what exactly do you do with a pen aside from writing? As my mind wanders, a typical reaction when I'm bored, she calls me over. This one tempts me the most. What do you think? Well, it's definitely pretty. The dark green against the black looks really cool. It was pretty weighted too. I can imagine she'd really like this one. The last part isn't exactly true, but at this point, I'm not exactly keen to spend lots of time in this shop. Yuri has a habit of getting lost in her own little world, and while I don't mind it, I can drag out at times. I like how it comes with its own bottle of ink too. A nice little touch. I think this one will do fine. I inwardly have a sigh of relief. I had the feeling that Yuri would take even longer than Sayori when it comes to shopping. I just hope we don't pass by the book aisle. What will you get Sayori? Still have no idea. Anything to do with clothes are out of the picture. Don't know what her style or size is. What does Sayori like to do in her free time? Sleep, eat. Yuri stifles a small laugh. Come on, Lorenzo. You're missing an obvious one. I don't think being clumsy is a hobby. Poetry. Wow. Now I really do feel like an idiot. So, like a new notebook to write poems in? Never bought a gift for a poet before. That's a viable choice, however. Although if I can suggest, well, far be it for me to tell you what to get her, but given your history together, would it not be, I'm not going to be offended, Yuri. Well, would it not be better to get a more personalized present? Something that really reminds you of her. Oh, like a picture. Okay, so a more personalized present, something that reminds me of her. For instance, let's take a look at her poems. They are rather intimate, no? A reflection of her inner thoughts and feelings. Well, I really like her bottles poem, and wait, that's it. Sorry, I'm not sure if I understand. You can buy little bottles that are illuminated by lights. If I get a few with all the different color lights, they can be metaphors for the happy thoughts she has. Yuri's eyes light up. Ah, that's such a wonderful idea, Lorenzo. Not only it's very thoughtful, but it's also a wonderful homage to one of her best poems. I guarantee that she would love it. I really surprised myself, don't I? Where would I get such a gift from, though? Where would you get so? Okay, you can order them from the internet. I tell you what, actually. Do you want to wrap your present for Monica at my place? I can order Sayori's gift and help you out with that. Are you sure? I've really taken a lot of your time and I hate to... It's Christmas, Yuri. Well, give or take a few days. Come on. If you're sure. Okay, so we're gonna wrap gifts together. I like that gift idea. But I thought a picture of us would be good too if we had one. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay, guys, right there, I think I'm gonna call it a night tonight, guys. I'm gonna call it right there. Yeah, okay. That's enough for tonight, guys. I'm going to continue the rest. We'll continue the next part in the next video, guys. But again, as always, guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. I'm so happy and relieved that we made things right, that I confessed my love for Sayori, and now that I know about her depression now. So I'm gonna do everything I can to save you, Sayori. Anyways, till next thing, guys, like and subscribe. I will see y'all later. Bye.